Thought I'd make a quick video on sanding down ATV plastics and buffing them to make them look a lot nicer. Recently picked up this set of plastics for a 400EX, and as you can see, they are really grooved and scratched up. And here's my old set that I had. I buffed these, wet sanded them and buffed them, and it took me forever to realize that the original plastic is actually much brighter yellow, and these are quite sun faded. So I have some new yellow plastics on the way, and it would look totally ridiculous putting these on the back when I have brand new yellow on the front. Color's just not gonna match. But you should have seen these before I started working on them. They were absolutely terrible. Besides the color, sun fading, I mean, maybe the camera's not doing it justice either, but these are looking really nice. So I'm gonna do the same process on these. These are not very sun faded. It might be hard to tell in the video, but I mean, they're not even close to the same color. Like, this is almost like new compared to those. So started on this fender here. It's dirty, but what I'm just doing is using a spray bottle filled with water, and I'll just spray the panel. And then what I got is just I think this is either Menards or Harbor Freight little DA sander, and get yourself some little Amazon or Menards, whatever, sandpaper. This stuff isn't even wet sandpaper for wet sanding, but it seems to last long enough to get enough done that I can just continue to use new pieces and continue on it. But so this is 240 grit is what I started with. When I was working on these, I started with 400, and it seemed like it was doing the job, but it was just taking a long time, and it wasn't getting out some of the deeper scratches. So the next one down in my little box there is 240. So that's what this is right here, and it's already making a huge difference. I mean, like you can see here, it's dirty. So I mean, you can see some of this black stuff still, but I mean, that's what it looked like on this side, and it already looks like it took out most of the scratches. So I'm just gonna run them through 240 grit, 400, 600 I got, 800, 1,000, and then I have 1,200 and 1,500, which on these plastics here, on one side, I can't remember which side it was, but one side I went to 1,000, the other side I did 1,200 and 1,500, and then I went to buffing, and it seemed like it did make quite a difference doing that extra 12 and 1,500 steps. So it's worth taking a little bit extra time. If I had to guess, I think I probably have like 2.5 to 3 hours working on those plastics. And I mean, you should have seen them. They were worse than these. They were just absolutely wrecked. And the guy that I bought the four-wheeler from originally had probably just taken some 80 grit with his hand and just went back and forth like this, because there was just straight sand scratches in the one side, and they were fairly deep, but they came out pretty easily with that 240 grit. So don't worry if you have some old crappy looking plastics, as long as you're not worried about the sun fading or whatever like that. I mean, if you're just worried about the finish to make them nice and shiny and flat again with no deep grooves in them, this can definitely make them like a world of difference better. They probably will not look like new, but they will look very respectable. So I'm gonna continue sanding, and I may add some more pictures to the video of just the steps of the grit that I'm using, or add in small clips. So we'll see you soon. Well, so this is what we got so far with the 240. Basically, all of the deep scratches are completely gone. It's kind of hard to get it completely clean so you can see, but for the most part, they're looking pretty good. Gonna keep on sanding. Okay, so This is after 1,000 grit sanding, and it's starting to look pretty good. If you look at it at the right angle, it looks like it's starting to get a shine actually. But if you look at it straight on, it still looks dull. But the plastic is looking a heck of a lot better than it did, and I can't wait to start buffing it. I'm going to continue with 1,200 grit, 1,500, and we'll see if I feel like I need to go 2,000 before I buff it. Well, I am officially at 1,500 grit everywhere, and I gotta say, if you put water on this thing, it looks like a mirror at this point. It's crazy. I mean, it looks really good. Oh, out of focus. There it is. I mean, that looks really good. I'm almost so tempted just to not go any further and just start buffing because it does look so good. But I am kind of thinking I'm going to hit it with 2,000 just to see the potential, if I can just make it like an absolute mirror. Really hoping that it looks as good buffed as it does with this water on top. If it looks like that when it's finished, that would be just crazy. So I'm excited but nervous. Hopefully it turns out. All right, well, this may be it for tonight. Just finished up everything at 2,000 grit, and it's looking like a mirror. I mean, it is awesome. If it ends up looking like that after I buff it, it's gonna be amazing. All I have is a wool pad for buffing it. So, and I was just reading online that foam pad is actually much better for getting a much lighter cut or a better shine. Wool pads are kind of more known for taking out deeper imperfections and stuff like that, I guess, which I didn't know that. I actually used the wool pad on this one, and I can already see the huge difference, man. I mean, like this, look how chalky it looks, and I didn't spend near the time on these sanding either, but I mean, look at this. This is just amazing. If it comes out that shiny. Extremely smooth after the 2,000 grit. It's taken me probably about half an hour per grit change. So like 1,000 grit, I probably spent half an hour on the plastics. And then I went to 1,200, probably spent another half hour. I've got quite a bit of time into these. But it's well worth it, especially if you just spend a couple hours a night, maybe after work or something. It's definitely worth taking the little extra time to do it, rather than buying new plastics. And unfortunately, I don't think they're even making these Honda rears anymore. I'd have to look a little bit deeper to see if they're actually still making them or if they just have new old stock available. But I've seen some stuff online that's super expensive, like $750, which is just ridiculous for freaking a piece of plastic. But anyway, I'm going to pick up a foam pad probably tomorrow, just so that I get a better finish result. And I'll keep you updated. We'll see what it looks like. So I jumped directly into a machine glaze. I didn't do a rubbing compound right away. I just tried to hit it with the glaze just in case like a rubbing compound was gonna almost put me backwards from 2,000 grit. And I mean, I don't think I got enough work into it. I think I need to actually hit it with a rubbing compound first and then do a glaze on top of that, because like you can see here, it's real foggy looking directly to the light. If you look at it like from the side, it looks super shiny. But I think what I need to do is hit it with a rubbing compound first with a wool pad, and we're gonna see about that. I tried the glaze with a foam pad and also a wool pad, and this is what we've got. So I think it needs just a little bit more abrasion to try and kind of flatten everything out just a little bit better first. I could be wrong, but this is my first time really kind of getting into this stuff. So we're gonna see. I'm gonna try this rubbing compound with the wool pad, and I mean, it can't get any worse, right? If anything, I can always go back and hit it with a quick wet sand, but I don't think I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna do just a quick rubbing compound, and then we'll try the polish again. Yep, rubbing compound is the way to do it. Use the rubbing compound with a wool pad. You can see that it's just a slight haze, but I haven't wiped it off yet with a microfiber. Gonna wait for it to kind of dry over before I wipe it down, but I mean, look at that shine. This is ridiculous. That is almost like new plastic. It's just crazy. I can't wait to see what it looks like after I use the polish now, after this step. So we'll see what that looks like. All right, guys, I'm gonna end it here. I finished it off with rubbing compound and the wool wheel on everything else. Just did a once over on everything, and it's looking pretty good. I mean, these things, the way they used to look, it was like terrible. I mean, whoever had these fenders before me, I mean, they must have been just absolutely going through the toughest branches and this and that, because you can kind of tell in the pictures of these plastics when I started, I mean, how terrible they were. But I mean, this is a huge improvement. I'm pretty happy with it. You can see some sanding scratches, which is a little unfortunate, but I mean, when I'm standing here looking at it, I can barely see them with my eyes. I mean, the light has to hit it like just perfect. But I mean, again, this is just a four-wheeler. It's going to be ridden. It's going to be getting dirty and whatever else. It's a huge improvement. If you have plastics that are in as bad a shape as mine were, this is definitely worth doing to your plastic to make it look a heck of a lot better. There's a little bit of haziness to it, which I'm not sure if I'm getting the compound off completely. Maybe I'm stopping too soon and it's still wet, but I'll probably go back once the compound dries a little bit better and just do a really lightly, a real light buff, light pressure buff over it to try and get the rest of the compound wiped off of it. And I'm sure it'll look a little bit better then. But overall, don't be afraid to go ahead and wet sand and buff your plastics. If you have some old plastics with a lot of scratches and stuff like that, don't think it's too late. You can definitely turn them around and make them look like new. Maybe not brand new looking, but definitely like new. And I think you'll be happy with the results. So thanks for watching, and see you next time.